In our last lesson, we stepped inside the pathology laboratory and discovered how pathologists grade breast cancer under the microscope. Sarah finally understood that grade 3 did not mean stage 3. For the first time since her diagnosis, her pathology report no longer felt like a foreign language. She thought the hardest part was finally behind her. But a few days later, another laboratory report appeared in her patient portal. This report looked different. There were no long medical paragraphs, just 3 short lines: ER positive, PR positive, HER2 negative. Sarah looked at the report for a long moment. Then she quietly asked herself, is positive good or bad? Does HER2 negative mean my cancer is less serious? Why do these 3 results seem so important? If you've ever asked yourself those same questions, you're not alone. Every day, thousands of patients receive ER, PR, and HER2 results without truly understanding what they mean. Yet these 3 biomarkers help doctors understand important characteristics of a breast cancer and guide treatment planning alongside other findings in the pathology report. Today, we're going back inside the pathology laboratory to discover what these biomarkers really are, how pathologists test for them, and why they're one of the most important parts of every breast cancer pathology report. By the end of this lesson, those 3 confusing letters will finally make sense. I'm Dr. Maya. Welcome back to Histopath Academy. Before we can understand what ER, PR, and HER2 mean, we first need to answer one simple question. What is a receptor? It sounds like a complicated medical word, but the basic idea is actually quite simple. Every second of every day, billions of cells inside your body are constantly communicating with one another. They do this by sending tiny chemical messages. Some of those messages travel through your bloodstream. Others travel only short distances between nearby cells. But no matter where the message comes from, a cell cannot respond unless it can recognize that message. That's where receptors come in. A receptor is a specialized protein that allows a cell to receive specific signals. You can think of it as a tiny receiver that recognizes only certain messages. When the correct signal reaches the correct receptor, the cell receives instructions about what to do next. Sometimes that message tells the cell to grow. Sometimes it tells the cell to carry out its normal function. And sometimes it tells the cell to stop growing. This communication is completely normal. In fact, healthy breast tissue depends on these signals every day. Among the many natural chemical messengers in the body are hormones. 2 of the most important hormones for normal breast tissue are estrogen and progesterone. These hormones travel through the bloodstream, but they cannot influence a breast cell unless that cell has the appropriate receptor to recognize them. If the receptor is present, the message can be received. If the receptor isn't present, that particular hormone cannot deliver its signal through that pathway. This is a normal part of how healthy breast cells function, and here's something that's very important to understand. Having receptors does not mean a cell is cancerous. Healthy breast cells have receptors too. So why do pathologists care so much about them? Because when breast cells become cancerous, one of the first questions the laboratory asks is this: do these cancer cells still have these receptors? The answer helps doctors better understand the biology of the tumor and becomes one important piece of the information they use when planning treatment. The first receptor we'll explore is called the estrogen receptor, or simply ER. Now let's answer the first question on Sarah's pathology report. What is the estrogen receptor, or simply ER? Estrogen is a natural hormone produced in the body. It plays an important role in the normal development and function of many tissues, including the breast. Healthy breast cells use estrogen as one of the signals that helps regulate their normal activities. But remember, a hormone can only deliver its message if the cell has the appropriate receptor. The estrogen receptor is that receptor. When estrogen attaches to the estrogen receptor, it sends signals that help the cell carry out its normal biological functions. This is completely normal. It happens in healthy breast tissue every day. Now let's look at what happens when a breast cell becomes cancerous. Not all breast cancers are the same. Some cancer cells continue to have estrogen receptors. Others lose them completely. This difference is extremely important, because if the cancer cells still contain estrogen receptors, they may continue to respond to estrogen signals. When a pathologist reports that a tumor is ER positive, it simply means that the cancer cells were found to contain estrogen receptors. It does not mean estrogen caused the cancer, and it does not tell us how advanced the cancer is. It is simply describing one biological characteristic of those cancer cells. So, how does the laboratory know whether those receptors are present? Pathologists use a special laboratory technique called immunohistochemistry, often abbreviated as IHC. A very small sample of the tumor is placed onto a microscope slide. Special antibodies are then applied to the tissue. These antibodies are designed to recognize estrogen receptors. If the receptors are present, the cancer cell nuclei become stained. Under the microscope, the stained cells can be seen and evaluated by the pathologist. The pathologist doesn't simply write positive or negative. They also evaluate how many tumor cells show staining and how strong that staining appears. These findings are then interpreted using established pathology guidelines before the final result is reported. So when Sarah's pathology report said ER positive, it wasn't a random laboratory result. It meant her cancer cells were found to contain estrogen receptors. That information became one important piece of the puzzle doctors use when understanding her tumor. But Sarah's report didn't stop there. Right below ER, there was another result, PR, positive. So, if we already know the tumor has estrogen receptors, why do pathologists also test for progesterone receptors? Let's find out. Now let's move to the second result on Sarah's pathology report. PR positive. PR stands for progesterone receptor, just like estrogen. Progesterone is also a natural hormone found in the body. Healthy breast cells can respond to progesterone when they have progesterone receptors. In many breast cancers, if estrogen receptors are present, progesterone receptors may also be present. That's why pathologists usually test both of them together. When a pathology report says PR, positive, it simply means that the cancer cells were found to contain progesterone receptors. Just like ER, this result does not tell us the tumor stage. It does not tell us the tumor grade, and it does not tell us how large the tumor is. It simply describes another important biological feature of those cancer cells. Just as they did for ER, pathologists use immunohistochemistry to look for progesterone receptors inside the tumor. If the receptors are present, the tumor cells become stained and can be evaluated under the microscope. The pathologist carefully assesses the staining before reporting the final result. Now, Sarah understood two lines on her report: ER, positive, PR, positive, but one result still confused her: HER2 Negative. At first, she thought this must be another hormone receptor, but it isn't. HER2 is completely different. Unlike ER and PR, HER2 is not a hormone receptor. Instead, HER2 is a growth receptor. Think of it as one of the cell's communication systems for growth. Healthy breast cells normally have HER2 proteins on their surface. These proteins help regulate normal cell growth and repair. But in some breast cancers, the cells produce far more HER2 than they should. This can cause growth signals to become much stronger than normal. As a result, those cancer cells may grow and divide more rapidly. That's why pathologists also test for HER2. Just like ER and PR, HER2 testing helps reveal an important characteristic of the tumor. It does not measure the size of the cancer. It does not tell us the stage. Instead, It helps doctors understand the biology of that particular breast cancer. Sarah's report said, HER2 negative. This simply meant that her tumor did not show increased HER2 expression according to laboratory testing. It did not mean the cancer had disappeared. And it did not mean the diagnosis was incorrect. It was simply another biological feature of her tumor. Now Sarah could finally read all 3 lines on her pathology report. ER-P-R-H-ER2. For the first time, those letters were no longer mysterious abbreviations. They were beginning to tell the biological story of her cancer. But one important question still remained. How do doctors use all 3 of these results together when planning treatment? Let's take one final step inside the pathology laboratory. Now Sarah understood what each result on her pathology report meant. ER, PR, HER2. But she still had one important question. How do doctors use all of this information? The answer is, they never rely on just one result. Instead, doctors combine every important piece of information from the pathology report to understand the complete picture. They look at the tumor grade. They determine the cancer stage. They measure the size of the tumor. They evaluate whether nearby lymph nodes contain cancer cells. They review imaging studies. And they carefully consider the ER, PR, and HER2 results. Each finding answers a different question. Tumor grade tells us how the cancer cells look under the microscope. Cancer stage tells us how far the cancer has spread. ER, PR, and HER2 describe important biological characteristics of the tumor. Together, these findings help the healthcare team understand the cancer more completely and guide discussions about treatment options. No single result tells the whole story. That's why it's so important to look at the pathology report as one complete document rather than focusing on a single word or number. Let's go back to Sarah. When she first saw the words ER, positive, PR, positive, HER2, negative, she thought those 3 lines were giving her a final answer. Now she understands something very different. They weren't giving the whole answer. They were answering one specific set of questions about the biology of her tumor. And when those results are combined with the tumor grade, cancer stage, imaging findings, lymph node evaluation, and other pathology information, doctors can build a much more complete understanding of the disease. Understanding your pathology report doesn't remove every uncertainty, but it does replace confusion with knowledge, and knowledge helps you have more informed conversations with your healthcare team. If you've been following this breast pathology series from the beginning, you've already learned how a breast biopsy is performed. You've discovered what invasive ductal carcinoma really means. You've seen how pathologists determine the tumor grade under the microscope. And today, you've learned what ER, PR, and HER2 actually mean, one step at a time. Your pathology report becomes easier to understand. I'm Dr. Maya. Thank you for joining me here at Histopath Academy. In our next lesson, we'll explore another important finding that often appears on breast cancer pathology reports. Ki-67. What does a high Ki-67 actually mean? Does it always indicate a more aggressive cancer? And how do pathologists measure it under the microscope? I'll see you in the next lesson.